Anything about the effect on the stack that you might not like? Oh, that was in the head. I'm the happiest sloth on earth right now. I guess he has few cards, so, you know, choices. What happened? What happened in this game? Anointed Peacekeeper. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have Grixis full controls. This will have counterspells, this will have sweepers, card draw, and planeswalker, so all the good stuff. Especially with the mid-hook bound, definitely red can support us in some cool sweepers, thanks to burn down the house, but more about this later. This is a stat block, so we are at 57% win rate in Mythic. I'm kinda proud of it, especially that we don't really see too much control other than invoke version basically. So I'm pretty happy about the results. We are being held by mono red with their aggro players on the play with 1, 2, 3. But to be fair, O2 doesn't serve justice to the matchup because at least one of the game was absolutely unlucky. And I know it sounds like a run, but watch the game and everything went wrong and when everything went right for our opponent. So I think it's more like 40% win rate, to be fair. That's my feeling about the matchup, but definitely a hard matchup anyway. So with that being said, I definitely I'm not recording this again because I forgot to show you the matchups and the games. So, but this is the stat block, so that's kind of important, right? Those are the stats for the games that you will see today, at least part of them. And if not mono red, we would be on a very green win streak, but it is what it is. Mono red seems to be on the rise. So let's go into the deck list and see what's up. Alright, and this is the deck list. We went with the stat blocks today, so we will try to make introduction a bit shorter, so you don't get bored to oblivion. So I really wanted to make some kind of full control deck with Grixis. Like, we know the pile, Harvester into Soul Canard, into Appraiser, whatever. It's just a bit boring, especially with Opnix. Like, it has been done. So I really wanted to make a normal control deck with the Grixis colors, and I think we did a really good job. The result seems to be there. And the fun of the deck is definitely there. So if you are a control mage, you will like this one. And we have some cool choices of Kotose that you will see in action today. And Kotose, as always, makes every mono black player cry so much. And it seems that even mono white players don't handle our deck very well, that you will see today. So what exactly is deck about? I've been trying with different builds, and this is the one that works for me. So Fires of Victory are very amazing card. I really like this one. I think this is maybe an underappreciated card a little bit, because this is a removal that gives you card advantage. Man, that's huge, especially in control decks that with 5 mana, you can wait for 5 mana very often. If you can get this one extra card, this means that you will have 1 card, your opponent will have 0. And especially with other cards, we are just overwhelming our opponents with all the stuff. And the rest of the deck is very often 1-for-1. So marches 1-for-1, make disappear, negate. We are not heavy on the counterspell, so it's like we have some counterspells that are mostly for things like invoke the spell or like some key plays that we have to, you know, counter somehow because they are too powerful to just be left unchecked. So we have Dissipate, Ertai, Scorn. This is for exiling underdog. This is for countering despair because you want to see it in the graveyard so Kotose can hit it. We have one Celestus, it really helps. Sometimes we get flooded. On the bright side, we have a lot of triumphs, so we can cycle them, but sometimes I still get flooded. And Celestus really helps with this, and this is one of the few ways we can start gaining life, together with March, and that's sometimes very, very important. Against underdogs, I needed 1 Hears. I think this is the best choice, honestly. It also works with the rest of the deck. I have found that without it, I had to use Kotose on underdogs multiple times when I tested the deck. And that's not really the target. You really want to hit something better, like Invoke the Spare. So this is for the underdogs. It also makes sure that any mono blue just doesn't deal any damage. Like Jin cannot deal with this. Like, it's just a 0 attack creature. So a really, really versatile card. And on the bright side, you can crew it because we have Jaya. Jaya creates a token, and 1/1 token can very easily be 2/2 in the same turn. It means that you can basically use haste-like effect to just crew the hears on any of the turns. And when it gets to like 12/12, believe me, this one hit will hurt them. It also kills planewalkers very, very well. So of course Jaya, we won't read the card, you know her by now probably, but she also gets very good synergy with the Make Disappear because you can sacrifice the tokens and you don't really care because it's free card anyway. On the other side, Galvanic Iteration, insanely strong card. We have only one of them, but this will make every game unique. Deciding what you will use this on, is it Despair, is it Burn Down the House, is it some sweeper, or maybe just Silver Scrutiny. And one of the coolest combos that I never seen used, you can cast Galvanic Iteration for 2 mana, then cast this for 5 mana total, and you basically draw 6 cards at the end step. This is insane. It's also much harder to counter because there are 2 instances of the spell. And one of those cards really help you with everything. You can copy the March and suddenly you get twice as much HP nearly. Like, you have place, and the fact that you can just discard it in some way, like to Celestus, and still get the value or just use it twice gives you natural card advantage even if you copy a removal spell. So really proud of this one. Scrutiny Deluge because you really want a lot of cards, and without Scrutiny I didn't feel like we have enough value. Sometimes we are out of gas. Invoke Despair, it's really good card, it's versatile, and it's probably the best single target removal that gives you card advantage as a side effect, and it's a really good combination. Man, I'm explaining why Invoke Despair is good. What needs to be explained is that mana base is heavily sketched toward black. Just for Invoke Despair. This is 3-color deck, but you won't feel it most of the time because nearly all of the mana is black. It's always split, so every land except like those 4, and that's it, right? Only those don't have black. So this is why you won't really miss Invoke Despair most of the time on curve. And that's something unique about the deck that I feel gives a lot of power. Liliana is just a good overall. It lets you trade bad cards for your opponent cards. We have usually card advantage, so we are fine with discarding. And when you use removal 2 times for this, for 0 mana basically, because you pay once and you get 2 removal spells in 2 turns, or whatever, you get the idea. It really gives you additional tempo, and sometimes this will make or break the game. And it's also removal that gives some leftover, so your opponent is forced to respond during his turn, which makes your next plays much easier. You don't want your things countered because they are high value most of the time. And this is the deck. You've seen the results. I think they are pretty fine, and yeah, the fact that it's control deck with Grixis I find really enjoyable, and I'm pretty sure you guys will appreciate it as well. So with that being said, if you appreciate all the control decks in the current midrange meta, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel. It really does. And all the likes, comments, things like this help with YouTube. So if you want to support the channel, this is how you can do it. And thank you for anyone who keeps doing it. You guys are awesome. So with that being said, let's go into the games. And there will be special game with one of my mono white players that couldn't handle the pressure. I hope you will enjoy this one especially. So let's go into the games. Alright, so we are going second with nice untapped land for the turn 2. So Make Disappear will be a thing. Our opponent casually on the play with a 1-drop. Here it comes, here it comes. Unfortunately, the big problem is that we cannot answer 2-drop. That's actually a big deal that he didn't have a 2-drop, because that's something we cannot answer. I think we will be answer anything else. And this untapped land is such a big deal. This is why we play pain lands in the deck, because if that one was tapped as well, that would be a disaster. Especially against this kind of perfect opening that our opponent has. The point is that he needs to invest some mana in order to basically save the sleeper. Yeah, I cannot talk, but you get the idea. I don't think they have anything instant speed, so he can get it to 3/3, and that's a perfect target. So basically we negated all of his early game with this play. I don't think there's anything he can do. And the follow-up will be countered. So all we need is some lands. Alright, I don't need the third land yet, so we can use the tap land for this turn. I'm definitely not scrutinizing for 1 mana. Alright. And the fact that our opponent was on the play starts to slowly show, because he starts to lack perfect plays for every turn. He actually had good opening, but he gambled a little bit too much on this one. We used the Make Disappear first, even though it hits more stuff, but I just want to make sure that all the invoked despairs are countered. And in 2 turns, Make Disappear just won't do it. Of course, next turn we are like basically salivating over the invoked despair. Oh, that's a hard one. We could just kill her, but it's probably just better to negate. It's not the perfect play, but I think it's good enough, because we have Kotose. And no invoke the spells for you, my friend. That was the last one, you will see. I think Kotose will die, but the extraction, the cranial extraction, will still happen. Enjoy. Anything about the effect on the stack that you might not like? Oh, that was in the head. I'm the happiest sloth on earth right now. Is there anything else? So here, Shakedown Heavy, that's an how many Bankbusters? 2, because we need to be careful about the value. Okay, cool. I hope you enjoy your hand. This Kotose absolutely smashed him. Oh, it's not even funny how brutal that was. And I couldn't be the happier. Our opponent has 2 cards, and that's basically it. I will go for 3 cards, because we need basically a little bit of everything. So I gladly take the land, I gladly take an non-land. Yep, and right now, the cranial extraction in the form of our ninja lady is definitely absolutely destroying mono black. I just want to see it one more time. And suddenly, your deck is not meta anymore. Alright, we are going second, that's not a surprise. The surprise is how good our hand is. I don't super like it, but I think it's manageable with Infernal Grasp. Without this card I would definitely mulligan. Let's hope that our opponent does not have like insanely quick opening. The longer the game goes on, the better we should be, because we have card advantage like naturally. And this one will be just a swamp. I laugh about this deck, how much black mana you have, so you can just cast Invoke Despair on curve most of the time. That's pretty insane for a 3-color deck. And our opponent is doing something. I don't know what. I have no idea. I mean, yeah, with Liliana being on the draw sometimes makes pretty good sense. So do we try to... Yeah, I guess. Let's just go with Celestus. Wow, that was the smoothest Celestus into blue mana I have ever experienced in my life. What are we playing against? I have zero idea. What I do know is that he cannot deal with what we have. He can counter 1 spell. I think that will be a protection spell then, because he didn't use whatever he had. Easy. No Jin for you. We still have Liliana. We lost a little bit of cards, I believe. Well, I guess this is the card, so it's kinda fine. But this turn might be scary. And he went for the tokens. That's irritating. He had really good opening against our setup. Like, not many let's say, Izzet decks have like haste creatures while still being more of a control deck. So how do we do it? How do we do it? If we go with Jaya and +1, I guess we could just invoke Despair. We can burn down the house and just trade the tokens. Like, I guess. It's not perfect, but I think it's okay. Let's just do the thing. Unfortunately, we are the second guy who did it, so it's a bit worse. He got just some extra damage, but it shouldn't super matter, I think. There's high chance he wants to play something, but I will just gladly trade. He gets the initiative, but let's hope we hit will invoke Despair with something. I'm not sure what we are exactly playing against. Didn't see this kind of deck so far. So I have a lot of ideas, but not really sure. Like, he's playing cards that sweep his own cards, so that's weird. I'm not exactly sure what is the idea behind it. It seems like mono blue with a red sweeper. Honestly. Okay, I remember that card. So 5 mana, elemental token, this creature power, toughness, number, instant sorcerer. Okay, so we are slowly starting to see some team. I just try to judge how many counterspells they have, you know? So this is probably the best turn for it, because we trade very nicely, we get some card advantage, and I will actually play this. I think it's worth it because we have double removal, and he has cards that definitely like to be instantly removed. Oh, nice. So we get a free cycling and some HP, which is nothing to scoff at. Alright, we should have all the mana without the pain, so actually if we want to play the land, this one is better. Unless we want to cycle it. I will definitely play a land this turn. So let's just do it like this. Oh, okay, okay. I like what I'm seeing, honestly. Can we get Jaya? I should probably wait until he taps out. Let's just play something extremely cheap that gets a full... This is actually extremely good against his deck. If he's trying to go instant sorcery route, like we have those. It might be... It looks like a Leer deck a little bit. So let's get Fading Hope first, so he cannot protect Leer in case he plays it. We can double spell, but I don't want to lose Jaya. Like, we don't have a lot of value, we definitely need to maximize what we have, and he still seems to be killing with the creatures in the end. Okay, that's scary. That's super scary. I just regretted some decisions. But yeah, it's always hard when you don't really know what you are exactly playing against, because they can have different builds. It seems to be like kinda control deck with Jean, I guess. Oh, I was actually thinking about playing this card in our deck. Okay, Invoke the Winds. It's only... Oh, it can go get the artifact. That's a big deal, honestly. Here's is absolutely amazing here. Oh man, that's actually so amazing. But you know what? This one is flashback for 4. Let's get the Jaya cooking. It also should be from Celestus, in all honesty. But Jaya is really good, and we can start making dudes. If he wants to use 5 mana to get it, let it be. I'm fine with it. Alright, so this will be definitely Infusion. I will go for the cheap ones. I think it might be a Leer deck. I might be wrong. I really might be wrong. But that's my take. He can still steal the Hears. That's something we need to be careful. But now we have a creature. It means that Make Disappear just got a little bit better. And we'll keep making stuff. Sure. So it's really close right now. It can go both ways. We have much better board, but he has 6 cards that we don't know of. So it can go anyway, basically. Okay, we destroy the bonsai, so we will counter it. I guess without additional effect, it's good enough. He went for the kicker, so very greedy. He wanted still more cards, even though he's 7 to our 3. And we can pay 2 in case he runs something crazy. And I think that should be the turn, right? Okay, cool. Cool. That's a pretty bad card, but we can cycle it. We can cycle it. Do I want to kill him with the Hears? I could get cards, but I want to be aggressive. I want to put a lot of small dudes, because that's a value. That's a good value. And you know what? We will switch to this time. I think it's worth it. We want to get rid of the land and see what we can get. And we'll cycle again, because we didn't cast a spell so far. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll cycle this and see what we get. I don't think we attack yet, right? It's 4 damage. I think we try to pump it. What did he have that capitalize on this? Not really anything, so maybe let's wait until the end step. Okay, that's a lot of thinking, I know, but it's a very delicate game. I might, if he steals the hears, I might actually not use the ability or things like this. Like him stealing hears is a big deal and we need to be careful about it. However, Jaya is also a thing. Jaya is also a thing. Yeah, let's cycle this one, I guess. It would be valid choice to discard Infernal Grasp and cycle the other land. We would get additional card though. And that's a rough choice, rough choice. Now he learned. He has exactly 6. A bit unfortunate. I would love him to pay all the mana, but he's down to 4. If he doesn't have land in the hand, he's actually down to 4. If not, he can go up to 5. That's a big deal. That's a sorcery. It means he can... I shouldn't highlight it. He might realize that he can use it. Alright. So we are definitely draining his graveyard quite fast. I'm not sure what we are playing against. 4 mana, what can it be? I think it might be something like Big Score? Maybe? I don't know, man. I really don't know. And I should be more aware that I want to Kotose something. So I should be more aware what I exile. That was probably a small mistake, but I think we didn't exile anything important in the end, I guess. Alright, do we go with the hears already? That's a lot of damage. What can I steal? Like, I don't want to steal Jin because they just sweep and we are out of the game. I actually want Silver Scrutiny. It will be 4. We will be able to cast it for 2 only. That's not a lot. I think we actually play more runs for this reason. Yeah, I don't want to cast it into open mana. I don't want to cast it in open mana. Let's just do this and see what we get. We can cycle 2 cards a turn, heal 2 damage a turn. We should draw into some cards sooner or later, because that's what we need. Okay, that's a pretty good card. That's actually much better than what we had. This will enable some plays for the future turns. We only attack for 2, but we are like Predator, waiting to strike. Because we can absolutely smork him for a lot of damage. We can even cast Kotose, try to counter her, Fires of Victory, so they will be 3/3, so that's 6 damage directly, and then the hears. Let's draw a card. Okay, like we are actually getting into some cool stuff right now. Invoke Despair is a big deal. It might kill our opponent on the spot. Oh man, is Kotose the target to just dump? I don't think so. Oh, it's close. All of those cards are really good, but I think Make Disappear is such a big deal. This is our only piece of interaction, and we can negate everything above 4 mana. Like 4 mana and above, because he can pay 4, so those 3 lands are the only ones he can actually use. And that's a really big deal. Especially with Invoke Despair and him being on 11 against a 6. Yeah, he went for it. And I think we win the game thanks to this. So we sacrifice one of the tokens. He needs to pay 4. He cannot. Then we Invoke Despair, crew the hears and kill him. I think so. He waited too long with Invoke the Winds. I think it would be much better, like 3 turns before, and he could do it. But let's see, maybe he has some crazy trick up his sleeve. I don't think he has, not with the only red mana. Let's go this and this. We might want to get rid of Scrutiny in, I don't know, some theoretical scenario. He can actually just kill the token, then we won't be able to crew the hears unless we play Kotose. That's perfect. This is the last counterspell that we needed. So, Invoke. Man, that was the funniest lethal I have ever seen. And we still have a counterspell in case he has the last piece of interaction on the token. He should kill the token right now before it can crew the hears. he didn't. And now we can start creating some dudes. You are a dude. Man, this card is actually a win condition. This card did so much this game. And with 8 toughness, I'm pretty sure our opponent... I should play the land. I'm a dummy. But it won't matter because we are winning with the hears. Exiling the cards and invoke despair. Man, that was a sweet game. I really like this one. Alright, I think that's a pretty bad draw, honestly. We don't have any interaction. This is a mulligan. This is a mulligan. This is honestly also a mulligan. I mean, this game is already lost, but we'll try to make it work. So what we have to do, all the side things needs to go. We are down to 5 cards and we are absolutely all out of the game, basically. I should have played Xander's launch, but it's fine. It will just cost us few extra HP. And our opponent is Mono Red on the play, the classic of MTG Arena. Oh man, I'm a little bit triggered, like the amount of... Like, after one mulligan I really expected a decent hand. That's one of the problems I have with mulligans. Like, the first hand was really bad. Like, honestly, it was a mulligan. Second one didn't have any removal at all. Like, we have quite a lot of removal in the deck. And I guess we just need to go with it somehow. Like, we are starting to play just right now, so we are equal to our opponent on the play in cards. That's never a good sign. Raiju, cool. So probably the best play from our opponent that we could get, because that's a one huge spell that he needs to invest a lot of mana. I guess with Sweeper there is a small chance we can get through this, but super scary. I really hope he whiffs just for a moment. So next turn we need to hit the Firestorm. And unfortunately this is actually a good one for him, because we are forced to remove it. We cannot take this hit. So Infernal Grasp, now we need to top deck land instead of Silver Scrutinizing for the land. But with Raiju we would be at, what, 3, 4 and hit 5. So we would be dead. The Raiju is just instant so much damage. We need to go with the Firestorm. Yeah, we pain 1. That's painful against Mono Red. Alright, can you whiff just for 1 turn, please? Like, 2 lands is amazing, or play with fire. And we got our wish, I guess. There's nothing we can do this turn. We basically just pray. That's the game plan. If he has Lightning Strike into play with fire, and of course he just has it, we are in for trouble. We have Celestus, we can start... next turn we can start stabilizing. I told you! Lightning Strike into play with fire from the top. On the play, compared to our double mulligan. Oh my god, I'm so triggered! I'm so triggered right now. I feel like we were 1 turn from completely winning this game. We had a removal and a negate and Celestus to start healing. After next turn we would be absolutely fine. Alright, opponent goes first. Fires of Victor and Burn Down the House. Man, those cards always make me calmer. Alright, so definitely always the Triumph first. Man, this deck feels really good when I play it. Especially, oh man, this does not feel great when I see it. Talia on the play, classic. You thought that now the Anointed Peacekeeper into Fires of Victor and suddenly your 2-drop can never be played because it will be 5 mana without the kicker. I hope it's not the case, because that's basically the optimal situation. And we need Fires of Victory to start removing the... Like a freaking clock, man. We won't be able to play a single card this game. Well, that wouldn't happen if we were on the play. We would actually kill Talia on curve, then kill Anointed Peacekeeper on curve. But it is what it is. Can we make it work? Like, our 2 mana card cost 5. So that answers a lot of questions, I think. I would love to play Celestus. The problem is that we can't remove Talia. So you basically need a cut down. Otherwise you are absolutely out of the game. Or just hope that your opponent doesn't draw like this every time, which is usually the case, because this is basically an outdraw. The only thing he could get better is a 1-drop, like Initiate. Other than this, it is a perfect draw. Okay, the rant over. So, I have no idea why he's thinking. I guess he has few cards, so, you know, choices. What happened? What happened in this game? Is he like trying to give us win, or I have zero idea what just happened in this game. I guess the gods of ranting granted me this guy. Schusterino. If you are ever in the comments, I want to know. I have to know what happened. Oh man. Okay, I think this is actually the play, right? So this one doesn't matter, it's just a 3-drop right now. Yeah, Adeline is a big deal. Like, she's providing so much pressure on her own. So the only problem will be, okay, we have two different named sweepers. So, for this reason, the optimal play, let's play this one, is the Celestus. Because it means we will have 6 mana if he plays another Anointed Peacekeeper, and this time does not name a Fortify. And I need to encourage him somehow. Maybe this one. I think it fits. I have no idea what happened. I think either he misclicked, like not intentionally, or maybe he just wanted to give us the win because he saw how broken his draw was against what we have. I have no idea, honestly. So we played this Kotose. Is she good? She's kinda okay. She's kinda okay. I will discard the Braid. It's an amazing card, but we have a lot of amazing cards. So he has 5 cards here. So that's fine. I mean, that's not a lot of damage, honestly. But let's still play this sweeper and see what he does. The fact that he has 3 mana only is good enough for me. Even if he has full hand, he cannot replay the same board as he just had. And Anointed Peacekeeper on its own won't be good enough. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So he's trying to pace what's going on. Counterspell. I don't really think that's a thing. Ertai Scorn. Okay. Oh man, this is a really good draw, honestly. Now I wish I had a counterspell, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, so let's switch into the nighttime. I do it mostly for the HP, but maybe we get something better. Man, this is so good. Like, all of my cards are so good right now. But we have 5 mana, and with Celestus even 6, and we have to play with it. We just need to make sure that cards are there. I want my free card, honestly. I'm so greedy. That should not be allowed. We still can use March in the worst case. I just want extra cards, and his attacks don't do anything. We basically out here the Initiate with Celestus. So, you know, that's a strong point. How much HP we can have. Sure. As long as the game goes like this, we don't even need the second sweeper. Okay, now we might need a second sweeper. Not sure if I will use it, but definitely. Yeah, that's a good combination. Oh yes, that's a good one. Maybe we could even use double March, but I think it should be fine after the sweeper. I don't believe he can recover from 3-4-1. Yeah, like I don't have full control over the game after playing this, but I have enough control to make sure that our draws will be better. Like if he draws lands, then he can play a bit more, but then he loses the value. If he doesn't draw land, he will play 1 or 2 cards a turn, and we can answer all of them. Man, I don't get this Fortify. I want to know. This will be a mystery forever for me. What went there? Okay, let's play land. That's pretty cool. And I think we can go with Kotose. Yeah, let's just make sure that we have some board. That's a good blocker. and we are getting rid of Anointed Peacekeeper because we don't want to see Fortify. Oh, Double Emperor. That's cute. Okay, let's see how scared the deck is. Paragon. That's actually something I did not expect. That's a weird version. So we will get Brutal Catart, I guess. But honestly, like, it's super fine. Then we kill the werewolf and we get Kotose trigger again. Then maybe Talia or Adeline. Probably Adeline, right? We can start extracting all of his good cards from the deck. Brutal Qatar, sure. Like, if we really want, man, I can just kill Brutal Qatar, I guess. Then it doesn't flip. Yeah, I like this so much. We basically negate everything, and with Silver Scrutiny we don't care. We can play Peacekeeper on Emperor, and he will get the taste of his own medicine. Oh yes, he cannot even attack right now. So, Anointed Peacekeeper. And I think that wondering, should we do it, guys? I think, okay, it's happening. It's happening. Guys, Mythic ranked. I think we paid our debt with this play. Oh man, that's that's hilarious. Oh my god, that's my favorite game of today. Two guys just naming Fortify. Why this card? Oh man, it's actually so funny. And of course we should name the Emperor because that's half of his hand. But you know what? I just felt bad. I think maybe he misclicked. Unless he really wanted to just give a shot. Because to be fair, if he named the fires, I'm not sure if we would win. Like, that would be so hard to play. It would all depend on what we drew next, because I don't remember. Like, if we drew Infernal Grasp, that wouldn't matter at all. If we don't draw a removal, we would get absolutely smork. Oh man, like, what's going on there? Sure, like, this is not super scary, I guess, as long as he tries to get rid of the cards in the hand, right? Not sure why he's thinking so much, but we'll get it. I guess Enlist is something that we need to be wary. I think we can just go Iteration. One of the cool combos in the deck, man, come on. Like, we are friends, just don't rope. Thanks. Cool, let's not spoil the cool game with the roping. Like, it's good enough. Okay, so we can go into the nighttime. That's absolutely fine. All we need to do is just survive, right? And we don't attack with the Peacekeeper. Man, Schusterino, are you really ramping after I wasted my best card just to, you know, equalize the broship between us? That feels pretty bad. I think he's roping on purpose. Can I Yorgo? Man, the BM. I thought we would be friends forever. I imagined that he would just come in the comments, tell what happened, we will just comment each other and like each other comments, and we will be friends forever. That was my idea for the game. Schusterino had definitely a different idea. Okay, let's cut this one. Okay, we are back. It seems that our opponent just tries to ramp a little bit, or rope, and then he stops roping, it seems. So yeah, it seems that he's doing the maximum roping maneuver. Let's draw a card. Like, Make Dissipate is good enough, honestly. We don't need more mana intensive counterspells. He has double Emperor, so we know that Negate will hit something, otherwise I would cycle Negate if I wasn't sure that he has non-creature spells. So the combo that is really nice in this deck, that you cannot use otherwise in another deck, is Galvanic Iteration, which is an instant, together with Silver Scrutiny, which is a sorcery that can be cast as an instant. So if you pay the X equal 3, you use Iteration, and suddenly you can draw 6 cards at the end step. All it needs is 8 mana, so it's actually the same as you cast it main phase. It costs you additional card, but it's worth to just get all the value at the end step. So, Schusterino, It is confirmed. He's roping on purpose after we really did, I think, an elegant play of naming Fortify. So I'm disappointed. I'm honestly disappointed. This will be Enlist. So we will force him to discard one of the cards, or he will just have to play the Emperor that we will counter. So let's give him the Scry first. We will make disappear his Emperor and he will be set. That's the game plan basically. So that's an Enlist. And I think Peacekeeper, you did your thing. I'm trading Peacekeeper because if Brutal Qatar comes, Kotose really likes to be blinked basically. Anointed Peacekeeper, not extremely needy. Okay, that's a counter spell. So you need to discard a second one unless you want to get rid of the Guardian. Honestly, if he sees the blue mana, he probably wants to discard just to keep enlisting. And we don't have a lot of creatures, so I would personally probably just discard. But you know, it's a hard choice, in all honesty. We can do it for 3. I kinda think we have better plays than this. Here's. Nah, not yet. Not yet. Oh no, Kotose, go back. Okay, at least our friend starts playing, so I'm happy. Maybe there's a hope. Maybe there's a hope. Oh man, like it's so awkward. Like I really want to show you guys this game, but he doesn't make it easier. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me in the comments if you don't mind games like this. Okay, so he's attacking and we'll basically do the same thing again, probably. I can also just take the damage, but it won't really change anything. I actually want to do it like this, because if he casts a dance step, then we have to counter the... Yeah, like we cannot cast Scrutiny for the maximum mana, you know? We could just cast it for 3, but why? When we are ahead already. Oh, Jaya, that's brutal. Okay, so I have multiple ways to win this game right now. I could cast Jaya into Here's and probably win like this. Okay? So this will be a galvanic iteration. I want to show you guys how cool this deck is. I'm still trying to, you know, understand him, but with 0 cards I think his options are really limited. Alright guys, so using the best role models of MTGR, our friend just did the full rope with pauses, and I solved the case. I know what happened. I think I know what happened. When he named Fires, he misclicked by 1 position because Fires is FI and the Fortify is FO. I think they could be next to each other. And in the end, he just messed up and did the wrong play. And I think after this, he's just super mad that he messed up the game. You could think that mono white is easy enough to play. It still seems it's not easy enough. And I will allow myself this. Oh my god, he's doing the up. He's doing the upkeep stops. I think we can use this time to just keep styling. Yeah, our opponent just got an extra rope, but whatever you do, my friend, it will end the same. You exploding with 23 HP. And that's the explosion we're waiting for. Oh man, he had such a potential to be the best bro with this Fortify. We were the Fortify bros, but he decided to go on the dark side. You were the chosen one. You were the chosen one. Alright, we are going first. This one is pretty decent. I like this opening hand, especially with the Here's. Any kind of graveyard decks will definitely have a rough start around us. We won't be able to play a 2-drop this turn, but I think it's okay. Being on the play means that we don't super have to. And we seem to be wow, 3 Shipwreck Marsh. Shuffler, what are you doing? We seem to be against mono white. So let's see if the Talia is here. I will definitely cycle this one. So let's play the Reach. And there's nothing in the graveyard. I don't think that's like a good decision to play it here. Let's just make sure that we respond to whatever happens, or just cycle cards. It's already better. We need to get into our card draw. We are getting really flooded right now. We are getting really flooded right now. On the bright side, we are getting to Fires of Victory with Kicker. Not sure exactly what are we playing against yet. I guess mono white with some control elements or wardens. Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, Sure. We are drawing way too many lands. But fortunately we can start cycling them, so if we get rid of all of them and start drawing normally, those 2 lands will be pretty fun. Okay, let's do it, and at some point we can just sweep, so the board is not scary. Okay, like, it's still a lot of lands, but we are slowly getting there, I guess. Yeah, I think Here's is a good one right now. We have Make Disappear, that's probably the main play. Let's just try pumping the Here's. Like, slowly but surely. I should just wait with it, to be honest. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that's actually so bad. Because I think we have a moment... Man, I messed up, that's a big mistake. Our opponent didn't use it, but I actually misplayed it heavily. What we could do, I think, is he discards a card, and then he needs to target what comes back, and then we can just remove it in response. So basically negate his chapter 2 entirely. Okay, that's a big deal, he will get 2 cards. But no tokens then, no tokens. That's unfortunate, maybe we should fires, but it's still a card negative for us, so not really the greatest deal. We need a card though, simply as that, we just need to hit a card though. So I will keep Fires of Victory right now, and if he tries to attack, I will actually just kill one of the tokens, because then we can sweep next turn, and we can still draw a card, which is basically what we need. I wonder if he tries to kill it in response to basically deny my card. I don't think he will, but in knowing my hand, that would be a good call. But he doesn't know it. Oh, a land. Yeah, that's epic. So let's see. As long as it's not Warden, it's absolutely fine. He will get the token, but the token will die, so it also is good. Peacekeeper. Well, this is definitely not what you would like to see. But smart, I think opponent had it since some time, he just didn't use it smartly. That's a good call. So I guess we are getting really hit next turn. I wonder what he will name. I really think it should be Burn Down the House. That's the only card that matters right now. We also need to kill the creatures before second wedding announcement, because then the second anthem will actually pump it above 5 toughness. So what? We need to draw untapped land, right? That's the thing. Let's just get it. We might activate at some point and it will be a lot of damage, so why not? Alright, we have untapped land. I'm a great player. Alright, so let's make sure that the board is nice and tidy. We can also exile stuff from the graveyard with here, so that's also good. Memory Deluge is definitely what we needed. He wants the card. Sure, he will get the card. And that's actually an interesting choice. That's actually an interesting choice. So he decided that we don't play creatures and we don't play planewalkers. Which is not entirely correct, but maybe he just wants some extra value. With Memory Deluge, I think we should be able to outscale him a little bit at least. Emperor. Yeah, Make Disappears don't look very nice in this kind of situation. When you are pressured to tap out main phase. Alright. That's a token. So the tokens are pretty huge, I'll give them that. And I guess let's keep doing those things, so our Here's is a bit better. When we get Jaya tokens at some point, that will be very useful. Alright, so we get some HP. We can get this hit, honestly. He will draw a card. And we will draw more cards. Yeah, I think drawing cards is good enough. We will be able to use one Make Disappear. Unfortunately, he knows about them, so that's a problem. That's a problem. No blue, so we don't care about casting Memory Deluge into his mana. Even though he's tapped out. Adeline. Adeline is absolutely fine. No, she's not. I just realized there are 2 anthem effects, so we won't be able to go around it. So we need to make Disappear 2 times. That is definitely unfortunate. Okay, he paid. Yeah, when your opponent knows exactly what type of counter spells you have, that really hurts. I'm pretty sure he would play differently, and if he doesn't show all the make disappears. Okay, so that's a 5-5, that's fine. We still clear the board this turn, so that's a good part. We also have a card draw, but we need to find a moment to start casting our spells, because we are so pressured full game. Alright, our here starts to be pretty big. Alright, this is definitely a Firestorm. No questions about it. And let's see what happens. So he has 6 cards, but our card draw is much better. All we need is just 1 turn when we don't die, basically. Okay, that's a strong creature. And let's see. All we need is good answers. Like Silver Scrutiny will also probably work. Okay, that's probably what we wanted, really. So we have a card draw and we have a removal. We definitely want to hear something. I think the cards don't really matter. I just want the extra power on the hears, so at some point it can kill him in 1 or 2 hits. That's actually a pretty good draw. So first, let's make sure this will be colorless and this will be black. Let's make sure that other line is dead. It might be the Emperor, don't forget. And we can draw what? 3, 5, 6 cards. It should be good enough. He really feels that this is the play. I really like it. Like, he just paid a lot of mana and we will still outdraw him. So we go for 6 main phase. Man, it's so much easier when they don't have blue. I can just go so aggressive with the Scrutiny. We also have Memory Deluge. So when we have additional mana, and we will, it's even better. Invoke Despair, finally! It took a while, but we finally got one of the, I believe, 3 cards that are super good here. It would be so much better when he had that line. Alright. I should respond to it. Man, I'm such a bad player. This other line is just because I'm a bad player. Fortunately, it won't matter, but that's absolutely bad from my side. I just needed to do this. Oh man, I'm so bad sometimes, honestly. It's fine, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. So first, let's get this. It doesn't really matter what he will sacrifice, we will just kill the other one, we will use the Jaya. Those anthems are irritating, because burn down the house doesn't kill everything. But it's fine. We'll also get additional card and we should draw, exactly, we should start drawing more Invoke Despairs, because we drew quite a lot of cards and we didn't hit a single one so far. Yeah, I think that's okay. How much we need to pay? 1 is okay. And we get rid of all of those, so burn down the house is much better right now. And we still get some extra cards. Man, I misplay with here so much. It's not fun. I should leave 1 Invoke Despair compared to what happened in reality. But it's fine, we'll still win this, I think. A lot of dogs. A lot of dogs. Yeah, so I think he also should play the Warden in this kind of deck. Wedding Announcement. Sure. So basically there's a lot of cleanup again, but it's getting easier and easier. Let's go for the 3 drops first, in case he has another Serra Paragon, and I will have like memory obliteration, how to play Magic, basically. Alright, we are at 7. With Silver Scrutiny we can play like this. Man, actually, this is just better, right? Kinda? Okay, Okay, I get the plan. I have a plan right now. So we are creating this one. Now we cast this one. We create some devils. I shouldn't pain myself. Why am I paining myself with so much mana? It's fine though. So what we want to do is screw this one, because this is temporary. And now we can force a really huge attack, and that's why we were pumping here's for the full game. I think we can do it like this. No, this one damage does not matter. Like, we will kill him one way or another. And we start to get free value every turn, which is really good. On top of just having Jaya. We also start having removal, and when we hit March we can stabilize with the HP and hopefully close the game, even though I'm playing so bad. That's fine, we'll get additional card, and with Silver Scrutiny we don't care, and Memory Deluge. Yeah, and he just realized it. Man, so many misplays and we still won, so the deck must be amazingly good.